Good morning, day 48. I'm thinking about going shopping today, and if I do, I'll take you with me. If not today, then tomorrow, because after that the weather is going to go downhill again, and I could go longer without shopping, but I don't want to go out in the snow and cold. So I'm sort of planning my shopping trips around the weather. But first, coffee. So as you can see on my list that I keep in my budget book, because it reminds me not to overbuy on groceries, I've highlighted the things that I need. Well, not even need, the things I want to buy. So I'm going to make a decision on definitely the things that I need, but the other things, maybe I'll buy them, maybe I won't, it depends. But as you can see, there's not a lot on that list because I'm only sticking to the basics. Alright, so this is all in categories. I don't need anything on the top list of flours and rice and things like that. I have plenty of all that. I don't need anything until we get to the snacks, and I don't really need those, but I enjoy them, and I probably will get some. I'll buy some ranch dressing just to keep in the cupboard. I'm out of yogurt except for my homemade, and I want to get some silken tofu to try it again, but I'll use up what I have first. And I really enjoyed the white sharp cheddar cheese, and I definitely need eggs. So I'm pretty much totally out of produce. I showed you yesterday, I think it was, what I still had. So I need some lettuce and tomatoes and potatoes and grapes and green onions. So those I will get. And then I need some dog treats and dishwasher tabs. I'm not sure if I'll get the rolls or not. I still have some of my homemade bread. We'll see. But I'll probably go to Walmart and Aldi's and Mark's. And if I do, I'll take you with me and show you some of the things they have. But in the meantime, let's see what's for breakfast, day 48. Okay, I still have plenty of my beverage. I still have a little of the chilies left over. I have rice left over from the other day. These things I'll probably eat for dinner. And then I have my crepes. These were really good, guys. I will definitely make these again. They were really, really good. So I'm going to have those. And I don't need anything in the cheese drawer. Although yesterday I wanted a little snack, and I had some crackers, and this is cream cheese. And I had the cream cheese on the crackers, and this was really good too. So a cheap snack is buying a block of cream cheese. I think it's $1 or so at Aldi's. I'm sure the price has gone up. And put whatever flavor you want in it and have it on crackers. My dogs are in rare form this morning. I opened the blinds. So anyway, see, I still have a lot of bread. And I think I'm going to have, the neighbor is walking his dog. I'm going to have some whipped cream. So I still have a little bit of creamer left. I have some soy milk left. I want to use that up for something. And still quite a bit of, these are cooking wines and things like that. Barbecue sauce. Down here I have some condiments. I still have quite a bit of that left. So still plenty of food if I don't go shopping. All right, let's look at the freezer. All right, the freezer is looking better. I have a little bit of free space, not that much. I've got free space here. These are leftovers. These are still fruits. I think I'm going to make something out of that, but I'm going to get something out of the fruit drawer. Still some vegan meats. Still have the sauerkraut and the soup. So let's go in the fruit drawer, see what's in there besides my eye mask. Let's see. So I have some ugly bananas. I'm going to use those. Let's see. Here's some more fruit. Going to use that. I bet you can't guess what I'm going to make this morning. And I think I'm going to get out another one of my freezer jams. That was really good. So, okay, let's go back into the fridge and put this jam away. That will be for another meal. And I am going to get out the milk. And let's see. All right, hang in there. And some of my homemade yogurt. So let's put together some breakfast. I'll meet you at the stove. Okay, well, here's all my ingredients. So the first thing I'm going to make a smoothie. I'm going to put these ugly bananas in. I have a lot of ugly bananas in there. So I'm going to put those in. And this fruit, I'm going to make a bigger smoothie because my grandson likes smoothies too. And he can eat that when he gets home from work, or drink that. So I'm going to put this fruit in, and this is all frozen. So I don't need to add ice. And I was watching an infomercial about a Vitamix. And I have a Vitamix, but I never get it out because it's the taller one, and it doesn't fit under my cabinet. So, but boy, you sure can make a lot of things in the Vitamix, and I actually do have a couple cookbooks. So I'm going to give that a whirl. Alright, I've got 2 whole earth sweeteners. Those are no calorie. Those are my favorite. And that's made with stevia and monk fruit. Just plain stevia sometimes isn't my favorite, but the monk fruit is good. So I'm going to put a hearty splash of vanilla in here, because I do like vanilla. And I'm going to put some of my homemade yogurt in. And I really like this yogurt. The taste of it is really good. It's not real sour, but it's got a nice tang. But the texture of it is a little off. So I'm going to buy some more yogurt at Walmart. Hopefully they have it. They don't always have it. Sometimes they're out. And I'm going to try and make another batch, but I have to order some of the silken tofu, either from Amazon, Whole Foods, or, I'll see what they have. So, but for now, I'm going to just use this up because it's really good. And it's nice and thick. And I do want to save some of it and make another batch. So I'm going to put that in. That should be enough. And then I'm going to add the soy milk. And I like this shelf-stable stuff. That's really all I buy. And then, you know, I've said it before, even if it's shelf-stable, I keep it in the fridge. I keep the unopened cartons in the fridge because it makes it last longer. So I'm going to add a good amount of this, maybe a cup, cup and a half, and then I'll see if it needs more. Alright, so I'm going to blend this up. You don't need to see that process because this is really loud, and I'll be back. Okay, well, my smoothie is done, and I just made a discovery. I don't know if you remember, if you watched one of my other videos, I was complaining because this bullet, this NutriBullet, leaks. Well, I tried something, and before I put the lid on, I wet the gasket. I let it sit in a little water for a couple minutes before I put it on, and it didn't leak. So I'm thinking what happens is the gasket starts to dry up, and if you rehydrate it, then it doesn't leak. So it worked, so give that a try. Another thing, this is a candle holder that I cleaned, and it's really a pretty little jar. But the lid is metal. So what I do so it doesn't rust, I just put a little piece of saran wrap over it first. And then it's a tight-fitting lid. And then I have this pretty jar for my yogurt. Alright, that's done. I'm going to clean this up a little bit and work on the rest of my breakfast. Brunch. Well, I found this in my stash, and it's Hershey's Spreads chocolate with almonds. And oh, there's like this much left in there. So I'm going to use this on my crepes. Yes, I am. So I had to nuke this in the microwave a little bit because it's cold and it's a little hard to spread. So, but it's really tasty, and I'm just going to spread this on my crepe. Now you can either warm the crepe up a little bit, but I've just let it go to room temperature. Since I'm putting chocolate on it, I don't want the chocolate just to melt all over the place. So I'm just going to put a layer of chocolate on here and then roll it up. So I'll be back in a minute when I get this done. Alright, if that isn't a decadent brunch, I don't know what is. I spread some strawberry syrup over that. It's just some Hershey's and my smoothie and of course my coffee. So let's give this a taste. I can hardly wait. Alright, going in. You guys, you have to make this. If you have some Nutella or anything like that. I mean, the combination on these crepes is endless. If you want to know how I made these crepes, watch yesterday's video, day 47. But I'm going to go enjoy these now. Try my smoothie. Lots of fruits in here. Yogurt, milk. This isn't exactly a skinny breakfast, but it is a tasty one. Alright, my friends, I'll be back later. We'll see what the day brings. Since I'm planning on going shopping the next day or two, I pulled all my frozen produce out of the freezer because I don't want to buy more of what I have enough of. So I have one broccoli. These are zoodles that I made from zucchini that I had that I didn't want to go bad, so I have 2 of those. So I don't need zucchini. I have some frozen green onions that would be good for cooking, but probably not for putting on a salad. So I will buy some green onions. I have 1 pack of cut green beans. And I do use this a lot, but I have the green beans, and I have peas, and I have corn, so I could make my own. So until I use all this up, I'm not going to buy more of the mixed veggies. I have a pack of Brussels sprouts, and I'm trying to think ahead as to what I can use for the next month. So, and I have mirepoix that I made, that's peppers and onions and carrots. So I have plenty of that for cooking. I have a pack of leeks, that's great for soup. I have some celery gumbo mix, which is also mixed vegetables. And I know these all have ice on them, but that's fine. They haven't been in the freezer that long. I have this pepper stir fry from the Dollar Tree, so I have plenty of peppers. I have onions. I have plenty of that stuff. I have 2 green peas, which I can use to make a vegetable medley. And I have 2 corns. So I want to use all this up before I buy a lot of new things. So the only thing that I might buy is another broccoli. But everything else I think is good. Maybe another green bean, but I'm not sure about that. So look and see what you have in your freezer and pull it out every now and then so you don't overbuy. And that's what this whole exercise in frugality for me is about, not overbuying. So, and I have lots of canned green beans and corn and carrots and things like that. So this isn't the only vegetable stash that I have. But I don't want to continue to overbuy for my freezer because my goal is to actually maybe just use 1 freezer, but I'll see how that goes. So I just wanted to share that with you and what my thought process is on going forward. I just put everything back in the drawer neatly, and then I made a list of what's in here, and as I use things up, I'll just cross them off, and as I add things, I'll just make a new sheet, or I have some extra paper here. So I'm going to give this a try and see how that works so I can keep track of my inventory. Here I'm going to do the same thing with my frozen fruit drawer. And as you can see, I have plenty of frozen fruit. So I didn't even remember what I all have in there. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to write it on an inventory and put it right in the drawer with the frozen fruit. So I have mixed banana berry blend. These are all berries that mixed berries. I got those from Costco. These are mangoes and strawberries and peaches. I think that came from Costco too. I have some sliced peaches here. I have 2 bags of blueberries. I have some blueberry topping that I made for pancakes and yogurt. Totally forgot I had that. And I have lots of frozen bananas. So I could make banana bread, banana muffins, you know, yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to try and organize this in there and write down exactly what I have. And these are typically fruits that I would buy. So the only fresh fruits that I will buy are maybe 2 or 3 ripe fresh bananas just to eat, or grapes. I do like grapes, and you can freeze grapes too. Actually, they're really good frozen. So anyway, I do not need any more frozen fruit. I want to use all this up. I'll make smoothies. I'm not a real big fan of smoothies in the winter, but this stuff needs to be used up. And these berries I can use in muffins and things like that too. So I'm going to go ahead and put all this back in the freezer drawer along with my inventory sheet. So I did the little freezer exercise because I'm making up a shopping list, and I have a tendency to go a little bit overboard when I go shopping. So that little exercise in looking and seeing what I have and putting it in on a list will keep me mindful when I get into the store of, oh, I have that or I have that. And I know sometimes it's difficult to go through your whole inventory before you go shopping, but it's a good idea to do it periodically so that you know what you're running low on. And you know, it's totally personal as to how much of a stash you want to keep. If you want to keep 10 packages of beans, then, you know, that's fine. Or if you only want to keep 3 packages of beans. But just being mindful, it's a whole exercise in being mindful of what you have. So that's why I went through those 2 drawers in the freezer. It wasn't that long ago that I reorganized my freezer. But doing it periodically, now I haven't been shopping in quite a while, so doing it periodically keeps me focused on what it is I really need and not just frivolous things that I really don't need, and you know, they're just going to hang out in the cupboard, and then I have to think of creative recipes to use them up. My whole goal of this whole exercise, for however long it goes on, is to be organized and to be able to make the food that I like using just the basics. I don't want to rely a lot on pre-made food, and because a lot of times, you know, let's say you like an item and you buy it and you know, you eat it, you really like it, and you want to buy more of it. So then you go to the store and they're out of it. And then you wasted the gas and you wasted the time, and they don't have it. So making things with basic ingredients that you like, you don't run into that problem, because usually a store will have the basic ingredients. I don't know about lately, but you know, most of the time the simple ingredients are the ingredients you can find the most. So anyway, I'm working on my shopping list, and it's not terribly long, considering I haven't shopped for quite a while. But like I said at the beginning of this challenge, I will buy things for my dogs, and I will buy some fresh produce. But with the produce, I won't buy more until it's all used up. And I've pretty much done that. I just have 1 avocado left, a little tiny piece of a head of romaine lettuce, and 1 sweet onion. So, and the only reason I would go another week without shopping, but the only reason that I want to go now is because of the weather, and it's a decent day today and tomorrow. So that's the only reason I'm going now, because I do want a little bit of fresh produce like a salad. If I make a sandwich, I always like lettuce on my sandwich. So that's my whole idea of what I'm doing here. And how about you guys? What do you do? Are you shopping less? Are you buying less? Are you buying more? Are you in a panic because the stores aren't stocking enough? What's going on with you guys? So anyway, I'll be back in a little while and we'll talk about something else. Day 48, dinner. All right, let's see what's in here. I did do a little shopping today. I'll go over that in tomorrow's video. But I do have some of this chilies left. And, oh, what else? I have some avocado left here. And I think I will have my gumbo. So let me dig it out and I'll meet you at the stove. All right, well, I have this much gumbo left, this much fajita left, and a piece of cornbread. So I'm going to combine these and eat it all up. Not all of this is too much. I may have to freeze half of this, but it's gotten really thick, so I'm sure it'll be very filling. So I'll eat half of that anyway. And this gumbo has peppers and corn and things in it anyway, so I don't see why I can't eat it with the fajitas, because they both have kind of a spicy flavor. So that's what I'm having for dinner. A little weird, but that's okay. It looks fine and it'll fill me up. And I don't feel like cooking after the day out. All right. Tomorrow I will show you my grocery haul. Wasn't humongous. I tried not to fill up my freezer. Since I am doing freezer and pantry cooking, I want to cook it down, not stock it back up. So, but I did get quite a bit of produce, and that'll be good. All right, I'm going to freeze the rest of this. This is garbage. I'm going to have some butter on the cornbread. Be back after I heat this up. Okay, dinner day 48. Cornbread and butter with fajita gumbo. It's actually good. All right, my friends, I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll continue cooking down the freezer.